production that I normally would do because I was rushing back from the dentist. They had an emergency. I didn't have the emergency, thank goodness. But I had put this appointment off. I finally was going to go at 11 a.m. I didn't sit down in the chair with the dentist until 1 p.m. And this is not your problem, so we don't need to get into that any more than I already have. But just letting you know, everything was okay. The emergency person apparently was fine. And that's why I'm late today, because it was way out in Oak Park and I had to drive all the way back into the city, yada, yada. So, without any further ado, shall we get to 3 at 3? And as I say, unfortunately, not quite the same production value that I would like to put to these little back and forths with you about trading and unusual option activity. But, as always, the disclaimer says that this presentation is for educational and informational purposes only. It has been compiled or arrived at by sources believed to be reliable. That, full stop, is our disclaimer. All right, let's take a look at what we're looking at here then. So, today, with the market down 700 points, a lot of fear today because of the increase in cases. We'll see if that results in a dramatic increase in mortality. We hope not. All of us hope not. But that is why the markets are so soft. That and, of course, the Volcker rule, as well as the idea that they said, okay, you can't buy back shares, you can't increase dividend, yada, yada. We'll talk about that more on Monday. Let's get to CCL, because as you can see on your screen, Carnival Cruise Lines, they continue to buy puts in here. Now, you see that just a couple days ago, when the stock was $16.39, falling to $16.39, they were actively buying puts. And they were actively buying the June 1750 puts. Those puts expire today. Those puts, the right to sell the stock at $17.50 was worth $2.25 on the lows of the day. You know that we had NCLH, Norwegian Cruise Lines, as well, and we profited mightily on both of these trades. Now, am I just bragging about the June 24th trade? No, I'm pointing out that we also have buying today in next Thursday expiration. Again, next Thursday is expiration, not Friday, because we're going into 4th of July holiday. So Friday will be the recognition of that holiday. That will be the 3rd of July. The 4th, of course, falls on Saturday, the 5th on Sunday. Dexter. So with that, we see July 15 puts being bought aggressively with the stock at 1565 today. Well, right now, I'm looking at it because I'm already making money. The stock has fallen to $15.30. So these are already working. Those July 15 puts, let's see, that we got into 4.75 cents. Let me tell you where those are right now. So let's see, July, I'm just looking at my fills here. Yep, in them for 75 cents. Those puts are now, the 15 puts are now trading for 90 cents. So 15-cent profit already. I'll take it. 15-cent profit already for these calls, puts, I'm sorry. The July 15 puts, their 85-cent bid offered at 90 right now. Second trade of our 3 at 3, AZN. And look at how many times AZN has been hitting here. I mean, we had bullish call buying back to the end of May. Then at the 54 level and 5250 level, 5294, all the way up to just a couple days ago at the 5471, we had buying of calls. Well, we still have buying of calls. Somebody is really thinking something's going to be going on here, because this is the biggest purchase of all. They bought 13,000 AUG 65 calls for 55 cents. all the way up to 70 cents. And again, that's AZN. So with that, and those calls being bought aggressively, we highlight that for you today. The AUG 65 calls with the stock at 53.29. So like the rest of the market, this one's soft. I'm pointing it out for you though, and also saying that keep in mind what I talk about frequently, which is that I did participate in this trade, but I didn't do these because that's a lot out of the money for me. So what did I do? I bought the 55s and sold the higher strike against it. Not the 65s, but the 60s. Because I could put myself into a spread where I'm not asking the stock to leap as much for me in order for me to make money. So that was my trade. The second of our 3 at 3. Now, let's just do a very quick update on Bed Bath & Beyond because we talked about the buying of those calls in there. And this one we took off this morning because the stock jumped to $10.50, thereabouts. So it was a nice winner for us. Those calls went fairly deep in the money, and it was a triple on that trade. Bang! BBBY. Let's get to our third of our 3 at 3 today, which is SLM. SLM. Here we go. With the stock at $6.75, they were buying the July 7 calls. Now, these are regular July expiration, not the 2nd of July expiration, regular July expiration. So those aren't the 2nd, those aren't the 10th, those are the 17th, I believe, expiration for this. So they bought these calls, paid basically $26 a piece for these calls, up to $33 a piece for these calls. Stock is still right there, $6.73, literally the same as where it was when we cited this at 11:30 this morning. They bought these calls. They also bought the July 8 calls, as you can see, 2 days ago. So we're in this trade. I'm in these calls without a hedge, just naked, because I thought they were cheap enough. And I'll be looking to, on a double, in other words, 100% trade, I'd be looking to take off half. If they fall to, I paid 30 for these. If they fall to 15 cents, I'll exit. Folks, that's it. If you'd like to learn more about trading options, well, my brother and I have been teaching people how to do that. I've been doing it for 38 years. You could go to marketrebellion.com/get started to learn more. That is marketrebellion.com/get started. Thanks for joining me today, folks. Have a great weekend. I hope it's going to clear up here in Chicago because we've been hammered by some rain for most of today's session. But got to take the good with the bad. And I'm looking forward to a nice weekend. I hope you are too. Take care.